feel great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode 847 of the Immigration Answer Show. This is Saturday, June 14th, 2025. How is everybody doing? How is your weekend going? Are you having a good start to the weekend? Are you getting to relax some? As you can see, I am in Tony's favorite place, the airport. I'm in Kansas City, flying back to St. Louis. I will go ahead and share the link, but we probably won't get to anybody who wasn't already in the waiting room. The waiting room is full. Remember, if you want to get in the show early and ask me an actual question, you need to text the word show to 314-470-3300. Text the word show to 314-470-3300. And that's how you get into the waiting room to ask me a question. I will go ahead and post the link. We'll see what we can do. We are going to try to knock out as many people as quickly as we can. So try to be concise, try to be ready. I'm going to go to Roger, N400 question, ABC, and Jess first. So let's go with Roger. Hi, Roger.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So I'm just going to share a brief summary of what's happening with Ben and Samantha.
Okay.
So they have filed the I-751 together, and they submitted a strong application, but they've had a shaky couple of days recently. So they're currently sleeping in separate beds, but they still are in love with each other. And they are just having struggles communicating with each other. Now, what Ben is the immigrant,
Yep.
and Sam is the citizen. So they're just worried what's going to happen next. They have no intention of divorce. They are going to therapy. They're in love. We just want some therapeutical advice from you, and from an immigration standpoint, what do you think?
Sure. So first of all, I'm sorry this is happening. I feel for Ben and Sam both. So sorry to hear that's happening. As far as the immigration piece goes, was Ben in status at the time that he married Sam, or was he out of status?
He was in status.
Okay. And how did the green card get approved without an interview?
Yes.
Okay. And if I were to ask on a scale of 1 to 10 on the original case, how much evidence do you think Ben and Sam submitted?
9 or 10 out of 10.
And then how about on the 751?
9 or 10 out of 10.
How long ago was the 751 submitted?
About a month ago.
So we're still right around the 2-year anniversary of the original green card.
Correct.
Okay. And then like what if you had to predict what's going to happen relationship wise?
They're going to be fine eventually. It's just they're sleeping in separate beds. They're worried the USCIS is going to knock on the door. But they're going to therapy. They're not communicating too much right now. They don't trust each other. There's not been any infidelity, just to be clear. They're just a lot of trust issue, or a lot of communication issues, and trust got jeopardized relatively recently. It's just Ben had been very dismissive to Samantha, unfortunately, in the past, and he's trying to make up for it and go to therapy, and then they're going to go to couples therapy. So I just wanted your take on all of that. If USCIS knocks on the door, what do they do?
So that's an interesting question. I've never had anyone ask me that. I think that when USCIS knocks on the door, 90% of it is they would just want to make sure that both people are living there. I would probably, if they knocked on the door and it was early in the morning and you guys were the couple were in 2 different rooms, I'd just be honest about it. I'd say, look, we've been together for a long time. We just started having some problems. I don't think that's going to happen. I think ICE is busy. ICE and fraud unit and everybody are doing other things right now. But if that happened, I think you just have to explain it, just like you would if you went to an interview.
So the way they're approaching is they're going to be 100% truthful, like you always say.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, we don't want to give them something to hit us on the head, or they don't want to, right? So if they don't ask, they're not going to say anything, right?
Don't ever bring that stuff up. But if they look around and there's two people living in the house and there's two beds and person A has all their stuff in one room and person B has all their stuff in the other room, that's going to be a problem. But don't be sneaky about it. Don't be like, oh, that's just our guest, Larry.
Do you suggest to not give them something to hit them over the head with, such as moving like belongings in one room throughout the day and then or just like the beddings in one, or no?
That's immigration fraud. I would not do any of that stuff.
Okay. I'll let them know.
I mean, there's lots of ways that could go sideways. I would just say don't do that.
Okay, it's just okay. I understand, but you're saying they'll probably not even be knocked on the door at, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a case that was approved without a green card. The beneficiary was in status at the time they got married and at the time they got the original green card. They didn't even do an interview. So the idea that this is going to be high on their list, and we submitted a 9 or 10 worth of evidence on the 751. The idea that they're going to come knocking on this door right now when a 751 is pending 2 years, very, very, very unlikely. And hopefully that'll give Ben and Samantha the time they need to clear things up.
Okay, so just be truthful if they do come to the door.
Which I think is a less than 1% chance.
Okay. And for Ben, should he be carrying around his I-751 receipt notice in public? He has a copy of it on his phone. But
I think that's all he needs.
Okay. All right. I'm praying for them. Hopefully things will turn out good. But this is very valuable advice. Thank you so much, Jim.
See you, brother.
Okay.
All right. We're going to go to ABC, then Jess, then Jean. Hello, ABC. ABC, I can't hear you. Are you there? Hello. All right. ABC, are you there? I can't hear you. I'll put you in the waiting room. Maybe you can figure it out. Nope, wrong button here. Let's go to Jess. Jess, hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yes, hi, Jim. Good morning. I have
Good morning.
a couple of questions. So I just want to make sure it's not going to hunt me back. So I have a green card interview in a couple of weeks.
Can you talk a little louder? I think your phone's far away from your mouth.
Okay. So I'm going to have a green card interview in a couple of weeks, but
Okay.
I'm just a little worried about my a lot of visa application in the past. So I come in from like an H-2B, and then after it expired, I applied for a B2. It was approved, and then while waiting, while on B2, I met my ex-boyfriend, and then he offered me to help with the study, so we applied F1. So while the F1 was pending, I have another two B2 application, which was the other one was approved, and then the last one was denied because I did not go through the fingerprint, the last fingerprint, and then me and my boyfriend broke up, and then I went to other state and then work, and that's why I'm a little worried about that, if it's gonna hunt me back.
What is your green card based on now?
Marriage.
To a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so were you careful in how you answered the questions on your I-485? Because it seems like you'd have to answer yes to ever violating the terms of your visa, ever working without authorization, ever overstaying. It seems like for all those things you have to say yes. And did you do that?
No, we had a lawyer. That's why one of my questions too, he put like X on that one, like on no. That's why I'm a little worried too.
Okay, so why did your lawyer do that?
I have no idea. I told her about like everything, and that's why I was a little worried about that in the
Is your,
interview.
is your lawyer going to the interview with you?
We're trying to contact her, but unfortunately, we're not able to like get a hold on her. We'll probably try next week and go to her office. And
Okay, that's unusual that you can't get a hold of her. I mean, did you try in writing? Don't call. That calls are worthless. You need to document that you're trying to get a hold of her.
yes, yeah, we didn't do that.
In answer to your question, what I would do if I were your lawyer is I would go over every question
Mm-hmm.
with you and your spouse and ask every question as far as is this answer correct? Is this answer correct? And then anyone that's not correct,
Uh huh.
I would type up a new sheet with the question and the correct answer and an explanation
Okay.
because you want to hand that to them before the interview starts.
Uh huh.
You don't want them to act like you tried to trick them and lied about this stuff. That's why you hand it to them right at the start of the interview, because then if they've got their knives out and they're coming for you because they think you lied on your 485 because your lawyer is a dumbass,
Mm-hmm.
then you sort of nip that in the bud. You sort of hold that off by telling them right at the beginning in writing that these are the corrections that need to be made to your application.
Gotcha. Yes. Okay. And then one more question, because while I was in B2, while waiting for my F1 to have it like approved or denied, when the agency asked me to like write like a simple like sentence like why do you want to stay or like do anything, and then I just wrote over there that I'm just waiting for my F1 status to have it like approved or denied, and if not, I'm just gonna go home. But unfortunately, I didn't do that. Will it like hurt my case?
Uh, well, so you're saying that somebody other than you filled out your change of status,
Yeah, when I was on B2 before, we took like
like a fake lawyer?
he's not, they're not a lawyer, but like a travel agency.
Right. So that's a fake lawyer.
Oh, got it.
Travel agencies should not be filling out change of status applications in the United States. That's called the unauthorized practice of law. So the
Oh,
question is, you told that to the travel agency. Did they put that in your application?
I believe so. I think they uploaded it on the unsolicited evidence because I think I've seen it when I checked my account online.
So you think that the travel agency put in your application that the reason you're applying for a B1 B2 is because you're hoping that your change of status on the F1 comes through.
Yes.
That if that's true, then those people should be out of business because that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. That
Oh.
that's ridiculous that anybody would put. That's specifically what the B1 B2 is not for. The B1 B2 is to come to the United States and
Mm-hmm.
go for a visit, or come to the United States and do a little bit of business. A B1 B2 visa is not to buy you time to get your change of status done. People do it that way, but that's not the purpose of
Mm-hmm.
the visa. So that's a big problem. You should not go to your interview without an attorney. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's if you had come to me at the beginning, I would have gone and gotten all of your applications from the State Department, all of your applications from USCIS, so that we would know everything you told them, or that your fake lawyers told them on your behalf.
Got it. Yeah, my lawyer didn't do that.
So you're going in blind, and you're going to be sitting across from an officer who knows things and has documentation that you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you entered the United States?
I only did one once on September of 2018.
And at the time you married your spouse, you were out of status, right?
Yes, that is correct.
So that's number one on the fraud list.
Okay.
So I think you're going to have a hard time at your interview.
Oh, okay.
Especially if it says that the reason you filed for a B1 B2 was to buy yourself time on your F1.
Yeah, because we
Really
were
bad.
we're waiting for the decision for that one. So the thing too is it got approved though. I got approved for like three consecutive because I did not go home and it was COVID time. And yeah, I was now I
Well,
was just worried about that.
hopefully it won't come up, but these days they're looking for all kinds of reasons to mess with people. So I think here's the other big problem.
Uh-huh.
They might separate you and your spouse to see if you've said things to your spouse that they like. If your spouse doesn't know everything,
Uh-huh.
and you guys aren't on the same page, that's going to be its own problem.
Oh, okay.
All right. Good luck, Jess.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call, Jim.
Bye, buddy. All right. Yeah. Whenever you, as Robert and Laura are saying in the comments, whenever you keep applying for different kinds of benefits, and he's been here since 2018, that's lots of applications that he's had on file, and it does smell a little bit desperate as far as wanting to stay in the United States. So that's no bueno. Gene is here. Hello. You're on mute.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Jim. How you doing, sir?
Good morning. Go for it. Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So I have a couple. First of all, I mean, I appreciate it of your help to this community. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Of course.
And yes, sir. So my question is, like I don't know what it means, but when I go on my USCIS account, it says they have waived my interview. I don't know if that is for real. I mean, they are taking my biometrics when I filed for TPS, and so they said they used the biometrics for TPS, you know, and so the stage 3, which is supposed to be interview, says waived, and that it's on stage 4 waiting for results. I don't know what that means, though. I don't know if that's genuine.
It could be. My question is, how long ago did the portal change to say that?
I think this, like, I would say like 2 months ago.
2 months ago? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So were you out of status at the time you got married, or in status?
I was out of status.
And have you been married before?
Yes, sir.
I believe that the days of waived interviews are pretty much over, and that most likely, especially with someone out of status, that they're going to still go ahead and call you for an interview. So I would not put too much weight in something that's 60 days old that says your interview's been waived. The only way I believe that now is if it's boom boom, interview waived, and green card approved, and I think those days are sort of much over.
Okay. All right. So I don't know if you have an idea like how long it can take for a 485 that was filed in January. Like how soon can you expect us to get an interview? I mean, we filed in San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah, so probably 7-8 months. I think they're gonna want to know why you overstayed or why your marital status changed. I would say probably 7, 8, 9 months, something like that.
Okay. And so do you think I'll be needing a lawyer at the interview?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, yes, sir. And one other thing is I have a child. I had a child just before I got married to my wife. I don't know if that is something which would like pose a problem at the interview or something.
So, okay, now we go through it all. So where are you from?
Cameroon.
And when did you come to the United States?
2016.
What kind of visa?
B1, B2.
Why didn't you leave on time?
So I came here. And that was the purpose for which I came here had passed, but I mean the events in my country had changed by the time I was supposed to go back.
Wait,
and so that caused me to file.
You're giving me legal conclusions. So why did you come to the United States? What was the reason you got your visa?
To visit family and friends.
And did you do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at the end of 6 months, why didn't you leave on time? You didn't answer my question. You gave me a bunch of legalese.
So, events in my country, sir. My country was facing crisis, which is still going on as we speak.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. And when your time came up for your 6 months, did you apply for an extension or apply for anything else?
I had submitted an application for asylum.
Okay. And did that ever get interviewed?
Yes, sir. I had an interview with USCIS, and I was referred to immigration court.
So all you have pending right now with USCIS is your I-130.
The I-130 has been approved, and
The I-130 has been approved,
yes, sir.
but you applied for a 485 with USCIS
Yes, sir.
while you're in removal.
So I got taken out of removal after my TPS was granted.
Okay, were proceedings terminated or what, dismissed, or were they admin closed?
They were dismissed.
Okay. So when you were asking me earlier, you were talking about a green card, not an I-130. I thought you said the interview was waived on the I-130, but you're saying that I-130 has actually been approved.
Yes, sir. I was saying the interview was waived for the I-485.
No, there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell with your history. No, you're just waiting for an interview. But were you married before in Cameroon?
Yes, sir.
And when did you get divorced?
2022.
From the United States?
From Cameroon.
You got divorced in Cameroon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So what's your question for me? Do I think you're going to have an interview? I do think you're going to have a green card interview. You have a very complicated immigration history.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I just I appreciate your time. I just wanted to know about like the timeline and everything.
Yeah. All right. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Arjun, see ya. All right, I'm going to go to Shiloh and Jay and Ty. Petri says, Minnesota has been rocked by a tragic accident last night. It wasn't an accident. Some nut dressed up as a cop and shot two Democrats. Democrats got shot. I don't know if they lived or not. I'm not sure. All right. Umaru's here. Hello, buddy. We got some old timers here. Umaru's here. Laura's here. Donna's here. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Shiloh, hello.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
Great. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I hope you're having a good Saturday. It's my husband's birthday today.
How about that? That's fun. Happy birthday.
Thank you. He's here listening to you. I have a quick question. We had our interview on May 28th for marriage-based green card.
Okay.
We got approved, and I have my green card in hand.
Nice.
But I have a question because I want to know if we had a Stokes interview or not.
Why do you want to know if you had a Stokes interview or not?
Because I'm worried about removing my conditions because I just got a 2-year green card. So I want to make sure that doesn't influence.
Tell me about your interview. What happened?
2 minutes before we got called, my husband had to go use the restroom. So whenever he left to go use the restroom, the lady came and called me. And then she was like, "Oh, where's your husband?" I said, "He went to use the restroom." And then she said, "Oh, just come with me and we do your part, and then we're gonna come and get your husband after that." So we left, just her and I went to the room. She asked me the I-485 questions, and she asked me a few marriage questions. And then she said, "Let's go get your husband." And then we went to get him, and then she asked him the same questions she asked me.
But she did it in front of you.
Yes.
So that's sort of like I would call that a light Stokes interview. I wouldn't read anything into it. If your husband had picked a better time to go to the bathroom, I don't think it would have happened at all. So
Told him that's his fault. I know.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's nothing to worry about.
Okay, thank you. And just a clarifying question. My 2 years green card expires in May. So does that mean that I can remove my conditions in May, anytime in May, right?
Your 2-year green card expires in May of 2027.
Yes, sir.
So what that means, so you look at what you do is you look at the date on the green card,
Mm-hmm.
and then 1 year and 9 months later, a 90-day window opens. So
Okay.
in the 3 months before your 2-year anniversary on your green card, that's when you file the 751.
Okay, and for the citizenship, it's gonna be the 3 year and 9 months window.
Yeah, so it's
I guess?
it's almost exactly 1 year later, then you'll apply for citizenship because 751s are taking longer than a year. So you want to have them both on file.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. I hope you have a good Saturday.
Bye. Happy birthday to your husband.
Thank you.
See ya. All right. Kier Allen says, Jim, I got a case right here where I already got my 10-year green card, but forgot to include my son during my visa application. All right, so we talked that whole thing through the other day with a guy. I think it was on Friday last week. So go check that video. We beat that one to death. I spent like 20 minutes with him, and if you can't find it on the video, it's on the podcast. Whistleen is here. Hello, Whistleen. Jay, hello.
Hi, Jim. Nice to talk to you.
How are you?
I'm good. So I am married to a Russian citizen. She got her green card in August of last year. We immediately filed an I-130 for her son, which is pending.
Okay.
He at that time he was 19. He's now 20, and of course we're worried that he's going to age out of F2A and go to F2B. As I understand CSPA, while the I-130 is being processed, his time is suspended. So as long as the I-130 is being processed, that's added on to his age. Is that correct?
Yeah, the way I think about it is that you're going to get to subtract all the days his I-130 is pending when the case gets approved, if that makes sense.
Okay. And I track.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Sure.
How old was he when you got married?
Well, that's the thing. We got married in 2023, and at that time, all the freaking visa bulletins were current. And almost immediately after that, they pushed him back. If I had known that they were going to change that, we would have gone K1 instead of marriage-based visa.
No, forget all that. My question is,
okay.
I'm asking you for a different reason.
Okay.
How old was the son on the day you got married?
Okay. His birthday is 2004. I'm sorry. It takes me. He was 18 and a half.
So he was over 18.
Yes, he was.
Okay, because otherwise you could have applied for him, and that would have been better. But no, I think he's going to be fine.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I do.
Well, with the visa, as I understand, I want to make sure I understand this correctly. With the visa bulletin, I checked. There's the final action, and then there's the application. And he can make an application now, but the final action dates are still 2023 or something like that. It's he's not there yet.
Where is he now, physically in the world?
He's in Russia. Yeah.
He might age out. There's a whole calculation I have to do. I can't do it live on the show because I have to look at some factors. But if you want to email me, I can knock that out for you. Okay.
And one quick last question is: we got an RFE for his I-130. They're wanting a copy of his mother's green card and an English translation. And I think that's actually a blessing because we can wait. And it'll add maybe a couple of months to our I-130 timeline. So does it make sense to wait until the deadline is September 2nd? Does it make sense to wait until a week or two before that?
I would say yes.
So wait as long as I can. So don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And back to the email, you said send you an email to inquire about.
So send me his date of birth, the date of the marriage, the I-130, and then a copy of the I-130 receipt notice, and I'll email you back.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay. See you, bud. All right. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode 847 of the Immigration Answer Show. I'll be here for about another 25 minutes trying to answer as many immigration law-related questions as I can. I'm going to go to Ty, then the man, then Andres. Hello, Ty.
Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
Great.
Thank you for everything you do.
Sure.
So my question is that my husband's over I-130 spousal application. I'm American citizen. I talked to you previously about filing everything myself and not realizing to the end that his son, I would have to file paperwork separately for his son.
Right.
And so when he did his MVC, they told him he'd have to process him differently. And so he is currently here safely over in the States, and we're waiting for his green card. So my question is, we're wanting to go and check on the son. The son is living with the auntie right now until he can come over for the summer and visit. And so, but his green card is not here. Will he be able to go over there and check on him and then come back? Or
I don't know. I mean, I know you watch the show. I've been telling everybody who's not a U.S. citizen to avoid international travel, but that would certainly apply to somebody who doesn't have their physical green card. There's no way I'd let them go.
Okay. And then I've been checking the status online. I haven't seen any changes on there. Is there a particular way I should be looking and checking on that?
How long ago did you file the I-130 for the son?
For the son?
Mm-hmm.
I did not do the additional paperwork because he already has a travel visa, and I thought if I did that now, he wouldn't even be able to come and visit us for the summer if I did that right now.
So the son already has a visit visa to the United States?
Yes.
And how old is he?
He is 14.
Okay. So the thought was he was going to come visit for the summer and then go back home?
Yes.
But then when's he actually going to come live in? Do you still want him to come live in the United States?
I want to, if he comes over for the summer and he wants to stay, then I want to go ahead and get him processed.
Okay. Well, he can't have that intent, and you as the parent, I think, your intent might be imputed to him. So you got to be a little bit careful about that because they're really cracking down on it right now. So I would say don't do anything about that until after he's here and you guys figure out if he does in fact actually want to stay, and then go from there.
Okay, so go ahead. If he wants to stay once he comes over for the summer, then think about processing him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'm trying to figure out how to look for the permanent resident card for my husband to come in. It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, it could be 2 months.
Okay. All right. I signed up for that informed delivery, and I've been trying to keep an eye on everything, but I don't see any updates or anything on the line.
Try to talk to your mail person too.
Okay.
Thanks, Ty.
All right. Thank you.
See ya.
See ya.
All right. That was Ty. Here, I don't know which episode that was. It was sometime in the last 4 episodes. So it was a really long time I spent talking to the person. I don't remember his name. People in the comments might remember what show that was, where the dad had, I think he had his citizenship, I think. Yeah, he had his citizenship, but he hadn't listed his kid. So, okay, so Nurse Laura says his name was Omar. So, all right, let's go to the man. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. Good morning, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. So I have three questions. My first question is going to be, should I submit an errata sheet? So here's the deal. So same-sex marriage. He entered back in like 2000 something. We married a few years back. And then the I-130 was approved, and then we found out that he was in removal proceedings, and then we did the I tried using your office, but you guys, I didn't want to do that one piece, but we tried. But anyway, so we went to an immigration attorney, and we were able to get the removal proceedings dismissed. It was reopened and dismissed, and it was granted.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, but here's my question about whether or not we should submit an errata sheet. So on the 485, because once okay, he got his status through my military parole in place.
Okay.
So anyways, once that was granted, we submitted the 485. So here's the question. So on the 485, number 16, it says, have you ever, put my glasses on, have you ever worked in the U.S. without authorization? So, and he did work, and we answered that truthfully, yes. But then I was just looking at this when I was following some of your other shows, and we answered in the negative. We answered no to, have you ever violated the terms of conditions of your non-immigrant status? So we
Yep.
answered no to that.
Yep.
Should we have answered yes?
Yeah.
So we should have answered yes to that. Okay. And then the other one is, have you ever committed a crime of any kind, even if you were not arrested? So, and that's number 26. And once again, we also answered no to that. So should we have answered yes?
Because of the work?
Yeah. And once again, we did answer number 16. Have you ever worked in the
Yeah, no, I
U.S.?
wouldn't say that's a crime. I wouldn't mark that as a crime.
Okay. But definitely though, the other one, have you ever violated the terms of your, okay. So, and would you submit and a errata sheet, since the question above we answered yes, but then the one just below it we answered no. So or do you think this would just come out during the interview?
I like it to be documented, so I would say yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. The other question actually had to do with the removal proceeding.
Okay.
So, like just earlier on this show, you asked if it was terminated or if it was dismissed by because in our case it was dismissed by prosecutorial discretion. So does that matter? I mean, it was dismissed, and then.
So here's what I'll say. So I've been doing immigration law since 2008. Until 2018 or so, there were only two ways that I knew of or ever saw removal cases ending. One was they were terminated or they were administratively closed. Then during the back half of the Biden administration, they started dismissing lots of cases. And my understanding is that everybody treats that as a termination. So I think you're fine.
Okay. And then the last question, thank you. Last question has to do with bank accounts.
Okay.
So when he was working, he had his own bank account.
Sure.
He had a temporary identification number and got his own bank account, and everything was, and he was doing his taxes and everything. He was like painfully honest. But anyways, though, so when we married, I became a joint owner on his bank account, and he became a joint owner on my account.
Great.
And for the most part, we've been using. I'll say my account, but it's a joint account.
Your original account.
Yeah, and anyway, so but I said to him, and well, I also have we have a credit card with my bank. I'll just call it my bank. So and we both use it, but after he got his Social Security number, I said to him, I said, you need to start building your credit. So with your bank, under our joint account, sign up for your own credit card and just use it, as maybe necessary. For the most part, he uses ours, but sometimes though he does. Like, for example, the car he drives, it needed a repair, so he put it on his. But then my car also that I drive mostly, it was also a repair, and he paid for it. But anyways, you understand what I'm saying, though, is that
Yep.
So do you see that as a problem? Because I wanted him to have the credit card so he could build up his own credit history. So that's my.
I think it's great.
Okay. That's it.
Thanks so much.
So you don't see any issue with that then? With that? Okay. Yeah. All right, sir. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Have a great day, brother. Thank you for your service.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
See ya. All right. We're going to go to Andres, then Eunice, and then Hardik. Andres, hello.
Hey, Jim. How are you? Good afternoon. Are you able to hear me fine?
Yeah, you sound great.
Perfect. Jim, I have a question. I'm trying to help my cousin who has been in the F2B process for a long time, and he actually got scheduled for an interview in Colombia next month. He's from Venezuela, and he's unsure of whether he should postpone or go because of the whole travel ban situation. And his mom is a green card holder. And
so he's the unmarried son of a green card holder. That's the basis of the visa.
That's right. That's right.
So his
And he's
mom
uh-huh,
has a green card, and she applied for him like
long time ago.
years ago, yeah, for a
Yeah.
green card, and now it's time for him to actually go to the interview.
Yes.
Yeah, so he should go to the interview. Nothing bad is going to happen at the interview. He's just not going to get his visa.
Okay. And then he would just have to wait until the travel ban changes.
Correct.
Wow.
Or until it gets struck down by the courts, which is why he should go to the interview. There might be a window where it opens up for a while and then it shuts back down. I think the ban is going to uphold judicial scrutiny myself, so I wouldn't put much hope in that. But yeah, he's just got to keep waiting. But he should not do anything that drops the ball on his end.
Gotcha. And he's from Venezuela, so he's on 2021 TPS at the moment.
Wait,
And
where is he? Is he in the United States or is he?
he's here in the U.S.
Oh, I thought you said he was overseas, that he's going to his interview in Colombia.
It's scheduled in Colombia.
Colombia, the country?
Yep.
Oh, fuck. Oh, okay.
So he's in the U.S. on
to change all
TPS.
this. Okay.
He's on TPS here in the U.S. in Miami, but
Okay.
his interview is late July, and he's unsure whether to go or stay.
No, he should stay.
He should stay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
no, nothing good happens if he leaves the United States. He's not going to get a visa to come back. He's got TPS for a little bit longer, and just he's got to ride it out. But that would be a terrible plan.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I missed that.
That's what I thought too. I told him, it's like, I think you should stay. We still don't know what's going to happen with 2021 TPS for Venezuela.
Right.
But at least for now, you're still inside, and you could always reschedule. I would imagine you can reschedule this interview.
Has he ever applied for asylum?
No, he's never been in any proceedings, removal proceedings before, or applied for asylum.
But he should seriously consider, if it's not safe for him to go back to Venezuela, he should apply for asylum.
Gotcha. Okay, I could bring that up as an option, as an idea. Yeah. So I do have another question, or more like a comment. So my grandmother passed away earlier this year, and she was in hospice, and you helped me get her biometrics done at home, and and the way that you helped me was just being, I don't know what you mentioned, but I did what you advised me to, and then eventually I did get USCIS to come out and do her biometrics at home.
That was nice.
And so with things how they are now, and she was on 2021 TPS as well, I just want to thank you for that, and yeah.
Oh, God bless her. Thank you for letting me know. What was her name? I'll say a prayer for her.
Ramona Ramos.
God love Ramona Ramos. Thank you, Andres.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks for the call, brother.
Thank you.
See ya.
Happy Father's Day.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited. See ya. How about that? Father's Day's tomorrow. Anybody going to do anything special for that? That would be fun. JC, that person probably can't adjust status because they probably weren't in status when they got TPS. And so they're not an immediate relative. They're in the F2B category. So the overstay would not be forgiven. So most likely they can't adjust, which is why Robert was asking how long has the person been here. I'm going to go to Eunice. Hello.
Hey, Jim. How are you today?
Great.
Thank you for answering the questions. Appreciate your help.
Sure.
I got a similar situation like the previous one, like Andres. I had a K1 visa in the process right now, going to the National Visa Center and to the embassy. My fiance is in Germany. Now with the restriction, she is from Eritrea, so the visa has been blocked. It's been banned. My question would be, should we go through the whole process, interview, get the visa, and wait until things change? Or what I'm thinking is, is there a way we can pull back the application and get married and file I-130?
That's what I would do. I'd get married and start over tomorrow.
That's okay. Is there a way, like, do we send like how withdrawal letter to USCIS?
I think I would let it just sit around, and I would just go over and get married as fast as I could, and then I would send them a copy of the marriage certificate, because the marriage certificate should, quote unquote, kill off the fiance case, but then you also tell them, hey, we got married. I wouldn't say anything about the travel ban. I wouldn't say anything about like playing games or being smarter than those guys. I would just say, hey, we got married. I want to let you know that I want to withdraw this I-129F, and we're going to file for an I-130 in consular process.
Okay. Since the process has gone through the USCIS process, is it going to be faster in one I-30? Because they delayed this whole process a very long time. That's why we're in this position. We should have been in. Yeah.
I would say I have seen cases where an I-130 that's filed after an I-129F goes faster because they've already done some of the relationship and vetting stuff. I've also seen cases where it's gone slower because they get confused. Why are you doing I-130 when we already approved your I-129F?
Okay. Do you have an idea how long it's taking right now, the I-130?
Oh, it'll be a year at least for just USCIS.
Oh, we waited more than a year for the visa, for the K1 visa, which is very upsetting, and it ended up like this. But thank you, Jim. Appreciate you. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, buddy. See ya. You know, we always thought about naming one of our sons Yunus, so we would have had Ismail, Yusuf, Ibrahim, and Yunus, or Yahya. So IYIY. But we had Noor instead. How about that? Tomorrow for Father's Day, I'll be flying back. So Amani and I are flying to St. Louis to go see Dave Matthews tonight because Dave Matthews is in our hometown, but we're here in Kansas City. So we're going back tonight, inshallah, if our flight takes off. It's a little bit late. It's been delayed almost an hour. And then we're going to go to Dave Matthews, and I'm going to come back tomorrow for more softball, hang out with the kids, and then drive back with them on Monday because Noor has a camp on Monday. All right. Got time for a couple more. Let's go to Hardik. Hello.
Hi, Jim. How's it going?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Good, pretty good. And first of all, with some good news, thanks for all your help. I got my green card a couple of months ago.
How about that?
And sort of a reversal on that front for my question. So my wife, she recently became a U.S. citizen. Again, thanks for a lot of your help. Her parents had a green card. They got it in 2015. They would visit every now and then through 2018, but after that, they haven't. So pretty much they have not visited since then. And we don't even plan to resurrect that. It's a lost cause. They didn't apply for the re-entry permits or anything, so that their green card is pretty much a lost cause. We want to apply for a visitor visa now. So now the question is, their green card actually expires July 1st, so like in 2 weeks now. So first of all, should we wait till July 1st till we apply for the visitor visa, or just go ahead and apply for the DS-160 right now?
I don't think there's any way in hell they're going to give them a visit visa if they've had a green card and demonstrated immigrant intent.
But they're clearly showing that they don't want to be an immigrant right now.
So if I was at the office right now, I'd be ringing my bell, because once you ring the bell, you said you want to live in the United States. That is inconsistent with the visit visa, even if you've had 3 green cards that you've thrown in the trash.
Even if they apply for...
Go ahead and apply and prove me wrong. Go ahead and do it and let me know if I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, the chances of approval are less than 5%.
Oh, wow. And obviously, even if they apply for the abandonment, the 407, that's not going to help in any way.
Again, they've rung the bell. You keep coming up with all these arguments. None of that shit's going to work. They're not going to give them a visit visa.
Okay. That's unfortunate. And just one more thing. So my wife's brother, he's never had a green card. He's just had a visit visa. Considering these situations, like, would they cause him trouble when he tries to enter the U.S.?
You know, one thing I was going to ask about the parents. Did the parents apply for adjustment while on a visit visa, or did she apply for immigrant visas for them?
No. So my father-in-law's sister had applied for the green card for all of them. So they arrived as residents when they first came in.
Yeah, I mean, I think, how old is the son or the brother?
Well, he's 33.
Is he married?
No.
Yeah, so they might think he's coming to be with the whole family. I would say, you know, they do. I believe they look at a whole family's history, including prior applications. So I'd say he has a better chance than they do, and he has a better chance if he applies without them. If they don't apply and he does, I think.
No, he already has a visitor visa. I'm just wondering about what happens when he enters.
It'll be fine. Should be fine.
Oh, but you're saying for the parents, it's a lost cause at this point?
I'm saying you can go ahead and apply and try. I think it's a very low chance of success.
And so say with the less than 5% chance they get the visa, would it be an equally uphill battle when they try to enter at the same time? Like once they get the visa?
No, I would say if they have a visa, it's likely they would be let in.
I see. So now that their daughter, my wife, is a citizen, if she goes ahead and applies for another green card for them, is that also a lost cause?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Jim. Thanks for all you
Bye,
do.
Hardik. See you, buddy. Let's go to October. Hello, October.
Oh, hello, Jim. I didn't expect you to make time for me since everybody wants a piece of you these days.
Well, I think you're going to be the last caller of the day, so let's make it count.
All right, sir. I'm grateful. So I changed my name, and I am on a 2-year green card, and my window would open like in September. So what should I do? Are we supposed to inform the USCIS the moment we change our name? How does it work?
Why did you mess with this now? Why didn't you wait till you got your citizenship?
Yeah, I know. It's just that I'm in the military, and I would have gotten my citizenship in the military, so I didn't want to be dead named by my old name. It's just a personal journey. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
No, it's okay. Yeah, you just gotta prove it up like anything else. Just prove up that you are who you say you were, and walk them through it. And if it's a military citizenship, nobody's going to care.
Right. And what if it isn't? Because there are some complications with that. So what if I just do it direct conventional way? Then
I think, like I said, I can deal with anything when it comes to name changes. It's just you're just inviting a little bit more of a headache, but it's all still approvable.
Okay, got it. Awesome, Jim. Thank you so much for always being there for us, man. You're the greatest thing to happen to so many of us.
Thank you. Have a great day, and thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir. Take care. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. Amani and I are going to try to get some lunch and then hop on our flight. So I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow on Father's Day, if not Monday or Tuesday. So, yeah, I'll probably do a show on Monday for sure if you know what you want tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Remember, if you want to get on the text line, text the word show to 314-470-3300, and you get the link to the waiting room faster than anybody else. We did make it through more than just the people on the text line today, but we don't always. So keep that in mind if you want to ask me a question for free on the next show. That'll be episode 848, either tomorrow or Monday. Bye, guys.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.